What advice would you offer someone entering the job market for the first time as a college graduate?
I tell people, because there are so many people want to be in this now. It's not just guys anymore. I tell the students that they should go to baseball winter meetings. If they want to do baseball, they should go to baseball winter meetings. And the reason I say that is you're going to go there. There's going to be 5 jobs. There's going to be 500 guys that want to do, and ladies that want to do radio broadcasting, candidates. And you're probably going to leave there without a job. But that gives you a perspective on what you're up against. You need to know that. It is tough, dog eat dog business. It's cutthroat, and if you don't have, some sort of trump card, maybe you're a legacy in broadcasting or something that'll get you past that line. It's going to be a long, grinded out process. That's where you need to start. And then you build off of that. You understand that. You go somewhere. You take any opportunity that you can get. Don't be picky. If you're going in this for money, go do something else. Because they're just not there for a second broadcaster. And teams aren't going to, for the most part, hire you out of college straight into a number one job. I mean, it's happened, but it's very rare. So I'd say, be willing to take the opportunities if you can get one. Don't worry about the money right away. And when you get the job, show up early, leave late, and keep your opinions to yourself. I think that's so important. And I don't mean that just in broadcasting. I think that you get a job somewhere, you do the same thing too. Like if someone hires you for a job, they don't really want you to have a lot of opinions. Just go in and listen to what they're telling you, do it the way they want to do it, learn, and then when you've been there a while and you have something to say, you're educated in what you're saying. I've seen so many young people that come in and then they have a lot to say, or they don't show up on time, or they're late, or they leave early, and at the end of the season, they're not getting a recommendation and they're not getting a job. So I think if you do those 3 things, you're automatically putting yourself in a better position to get an opportunity. And these jobs are so far and few between. And then the other thing is be versatile. You might not get play-by-play airtime. I mean, the different jobs, even in the major leagues, they say, well, we've got a pregame show job or a postgame show job, but it doesn't have play-by-play. How do you feel about that? And it's like, hey, I'll do it. I'll do whatever I got to do to get the opportunity to be there, and then and we'll see what happens from there. It's like you're not in a negotiating spot. It's the same thing when you come out of college. It's like, hey, if they'll give you a little bit of airtime, take advantage of it. I had a situation about 3 or 4 years ago where one of the guys that had worked with me didn't have a job one summer, and I knew he was really good. As a matter of fact, he's got a number 1 job in broadcasting again. And I brought him back on my team, and I'd already hired everyone that that we were going to bring in. And I said, listen, I just want you to work. I want you to have an opportunity, but you're going to have to make that opportunity. I said, we can do that. We got digital media. I said, we can maybe find a spot, where you're doing something on the pregame show. And the guy came in and he made his opportunity. He went out and did the digital media on top of the other stuff that we needed him to do for the broadcast every day, the stuff back at the studio, and he produced things for us. And it really was a slingshot for him to get back into the business where he wanted to be. And I'd say that the moral of the story is that with digital media and the internet, just because you're not on the radio doesn't mean that you can't be part of the team and contributing. And you got to make those opportunities, you got to make them just based on your ambition. And so he was able to do that. So if I'm a young guy, I'm coming out of college, I get an opportunity to go work for a team. Maybe I'm, grounds crew, and I'm hanging fence signs and I'm working in the concession stands, but they'll let me be some part of the broadcast, or they'll let me write for the website. It's an opportunity. It's a door open. You got to take those, and then once people see who you are, they may like you. And then my last bit to this is when the other broadcasters come to town, take the time to get to know them. You know, I've had guys that will say, well, you know, so-and-so's in town, but I'm too busy to go over and talk to him. You know, I don't think that's the way you do it. I think you go in, you get to know the guy in Birmingham, you get to know the guy in Biloxi and Pensacola, because they're going to help you get a job too. And the guys that I've had that have worked for me that just take that 5 minutes to go over and introduce themselves have had that pay off. And the guys that haven't taken that opportunity, it has definitely hindered their opportunities. So you get in, you show up early, you leave late, you keep your opinions to yourself, you bring a good positive attitude, you do what the team wants you to do, you find ways to contribute as far as the things you want to do, airtime and digital media, and you get to know guys from other teams, and I'm telling you, that's the formula right there to success as far as breaking into this business.